Welcome, students. Glad you could join me on our final kingdom that we are going to cover. So this is our 5-part kingdom series, and if you recall, we started way back with the archaea and eubacteria kingdoms. We then did a little bit on protist and fungus, plants, and now the animal kingdom. So what defines animals, you may ask? Well, all animals are eukaryotic. Yep, they all have cells with a nucleus. And every single type of animal that exists on this planet is multicellular. So animals can range from simple types of sponges that can't move around and they rely on water to bring the food to them. Insects, the most diverse group of all of the animals. Reptiles, cnidarians, which are your jellyfish and sea anemones. Mammals, reptiles, the list goes on and on. So this is a very broad group of animals, and our focus is simply going to be on how do they get their food. So some basic terminology that you should be familiar with. The term herbivore are animals that get food from eating plant matter. Omnivores, which includes you and this raccoon, are animals that can get energy and nutrition from eating plants and other animals. So omnivores can eat both plant and animal material. And then carnivores are able to get energy simply by eating meat. So we belong in this category, and we like a good steak every now and then. And some of you probably just enjoy eating green leaves. Nothing wrong with having a good old spinach salad. We really don't fall into this category, but there's many groups of animals that do, that scavenge and look for dead food. Vultures, crows, even raccoons can act as scavengers. So animals are very diverse and have the ability to obtain nutrients in a lot of different ways. But these are 4 general mechanisms that animals use to obtain energy. And then finally, how do animals reproduce? Well, we can really censor this slide quite a bit if we want to talk about sexual reproduction. So to keep it simple and straightforward, many animals reproduce by having sex, which means they have the ability to produce an egg and they have the ability to produce a sperm. So this ranges from the insect world to the humans. So many organisms are able to recombine genetic information by having sex, and thus allows for the variety and the diversity of life to be created as a result of sexual reproduction. But there are some animals that have the ability to reproduce asexually. So the echinoderms, like this sea star, has the ability to actually regenerate itself. So if we were to lop off one of these arms, it would actually regenerate. It has all of the cells necessary to make that complete organism again. This is a planarian, so these are a type of flatworm. So if we were to actually cut one in half, it would have the ability to regenerate itself. And then the hydra is another type of cnidarian, and they can simply reproduce asexually by producing these buds. So sexual reproduction is a mechanism in which organisms are able to recombine their genetic information and pass this genetic information on to their offspring, which creates a huge diversity of life on this planet. So in lab, you're going to be asked to observe a few different types of cells from the animal kingdom. Again, the list is relatively short, simple cells that we can look at, and we can identify some unique characteristics. You're going to take a sample of your own cheek cell. We'll look at some frog blood. We'll look at human blood, not your own human blood. We have some prepared slides in class. And to look at a reproductive cell, we'll look at some crayfish testes. Again, prepared slides. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing any extracting of crayfish and their testes and smearing them on a slide. Many of you would probably not appreciate that. So thank you for listening. Hopefully these podcasts have helped you out. And just remember, we need to know how life is organized, how life is classified. So you need to be familiar with the 3 domains, the 6 kingdoms, the hierarchy that we use to classify life. So if you can remember, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species, that's definitely going to help you as we move forward this semester. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in class.